Hello, my name is Madeline Lewis and I am a student at Arizona State University, and today I'm going to be talking about some of the pros and cons of Barrett the Honors College. So for some background, I am about to start my sophomore year of college, and I am currently not in Barrett anymore, but when I started in the fall of 2018, last school year, I was part of Barrett, and I spent the whole year in the Barrett program. And I just want to talk about dropping out of Barrett, because I feel like dropping out of a program isn't something that's really talked about as much. So I just want to talk specifically about why I decided that Barrett wasn't the right thing for me, but just give some more general information to hopefully help people figure out if Barrett is the right thing for them. So first of all, let's talk a little bit about what Barrett is and what it means for your education. So Barrett the Honors College is basically something that goes along with your college career. It's not like added classes on top of your schedule. So I think a common misconception is that it's going to give you extra credits or it'll help you graduate faster. Neither of those are true. If anything, it might slow you down a little bit, because you might have to take a specific honors class that doesn't help towards your major. So at the end of the day, it's not going to help you graduate faster. And so how it works is, to graduate college, you have to have 120 credit hours, and then to graduate from Barrett, 36 of those credit hours have to be honors credits. So it's like, if it was a Venn diagram, here's all of your college credits, and then a smaller circle inside there is your Barrett credits. So just 36 of those have to be honors credits for you to graduate from Barrett. And so there are a couple different ways to get honors credits. The two most popular ways, the easiest ways to get credit, are by doing either an honors class or an honors contract. So honors classes are classes that are specifically for honors students, and you get those credits will automatically go towards your honors credits, as well as any other prerequisites that they might cover. So an honors class that everybody has to take is the human event, which, if you're looking into Barrett or if you're already a Barrett student, then you know what the human event is. It's basically it's most similar to an English class. It's a seminar style class where you read books and then discuss them with your classmates. So that's something that every Barrett student has to take. But then some other honors classes are called honors sections. So you take a normal class like math something, and instead of it being a normal class with a couple hundred people, then, or 100, I don't know how many people, a lot of people, instead of it being that many people, they'll reserve a small section of about 20 students that are just for honors students. And so it's a more in-depth type class where you get more one-on-one with the professor, more interaction with your classmates and stuff. So it's a specific honors section of that class, and so you'll get honors credit for that, as well as it'll go towards your, for our example, it'll go towards your math prerequisite as well. So those are the honors classes. And so the only thing that I really have to say about honors classes is that there aren't a ton of options as far as anything that I would personally want to take. I'm an English major, so there isn't a ton of liberal arts options. A lot of them are more STEM focused classes, which is fine, but just keep that in mind if you do, if you're thinking of taking a lot of honors classes, they're mostly STEM based classes. There are a couple of specialty type classes that human event professors will teach. When they're not teaching the human event, they'll just teach a random class about their specialty. And so those classes could range from anything. My human event teacher taught a class about podcasting. So if that's something, there's a lot of different options, but as far as actual academics, they tend to lean towards STEM. So that's that about honors classes. And then the thing about honors contracts, this is the this is the most likely way that you'll get a bulk of your honors credits, probably. So the way that this works is that you basically you take a normal class and then you make a deal with the professor where you do a little bit of extra work, and then you get the credit for that class goes towards your honors credit. So say if you take personally, I took a Spanish class that I wanted to do an honors contract for. So Spanish 201 is worth 4 credit hours. So if I had done the honors contract, then I would have gotten 4 credit hours towards my honors credits, So, so how you do that is it's based off of what the professor wants you to do. So they tell you like a project or something that basically the goal of it is that it's supposed to make your experience more rigorous, like you get more out of the class. But in my personal experience and in my opinion, you don't really get a lot more out of honors contracts, because from what I've heard and what I've experienced, a lot of them are just extra essays. And for the classes that I'm taking, like for example, for my Spanish class, the assignment was to write an essay about a Spanish-speaking country. So, I mean, that's cool. I might have learned a little bit something more about Argentina or, something like that. But at the end of the day, just writing an essay for my Spanish class, like that's not going to make me better at Spanish. It's just going to mean that I spent a couple days like reading about Argentina and then regurgitating that in a report. Like it's not teaching me any skills that are helping my Spanish skills, you know what I mean? Because it would make more sense to write an essay for like an English class or something, but that's just not, that was the assignment for that class. And a lot of classes are essays. Pretty much a lot of the people that I've asked, like, what's your honors your honors contract, a lot of theirs were essays as well. So yeah, and so another example is like from my linguistics class, our final assignment for the class was to write a research paper, and our research paper had to be 4 to 8 pages long. Mine ended up being 8 pages just because I was writing about kind of a big topic that had a lot of subtopics in it. So mine ended up being 8 pages long, and when I got to class, the day that we were supposed to turn it in, I overheard this conversation between 2 boys in front of me, and one of them, his paper was 10 pages long, and the other one was like, why is your paper 10 pages? It was only supposed to be 4 to 8. And he said, oh, like I'm doing an honors contract for this class, so I had to write 10 pages instead. And so in my head, I thought, like, if I had written 2 more pages, then I would have gotten 4 honors credits for this class. 2 more pages is 500 words. Like that's, it's not that much of a difference. So I was thinking the honors credit really isn't that representative of what work you put into it, because it would not have been hard for like me to write 2 more pages to add to my paper, and then get 4 honors credits for it. I don't think that it's the professor's fault or anything, because it really makes sense that, like in that example, it makes sense that the honors contract was just 2 more pages added to the final paper, because my professor for that class, or my teacher, was just a graduate TA who was, teaching 2 classes a week on top of his already full schedule. So I know that he is not in a place where he can do like a super rigorous extra project for, the couple of kids in his class who want honors contracts. So it totally makes sense for him to just have that little bit of extra be the honors contract. But it's just like, for me, it's just like, why is that worthy of all that extra, not extra, but all that honors credit, you know what I mean? So yeah, it just kind of seems like busy work to me, because I mean, you are getting those honors credits for it, but personally, I would rather spend my time doing something that I think is actually going to teach me something, or that's something that will really add to my experience with the class, instead of something that is just obviously busy work that's just, a little bit of extra work that makes me worthy of honor, a little bit of honors credit. So that's my main issue with the whole Barrett program, is the way that you get the honor, the inconsistency between the amount of work and what you get out of it. So, because I'm not a fan of busy work. So the next thing that I want to talk about Barrett is that you do get some extra advisors. So everybody in the whole school of ASU has an academic advisor that goes along with your major, but when you are a part of Barrett, then you get 2 more advisors. You get a Barrett advisor, who's basically an academic advisor but for your honors credits and stuff like that, and then you get a faculty honors advisor. So your faculty honors advisor is a professor who is in your major, and they have volunteered to be an advisor for the honors students that are in your major. So they're going to come into play mostly later in your college career when you start working on your honors thesis. And so basically the whole thing about the honors thesis is that's something that you'll have to do if you want to graduate from Barrett. It is worth, I think, 6 honors credits, so it'll go towards your thing of honors credits to help you graduate. So your honors thesis is basically a project where you decide what you want to do, and it doesn't even have to be related to your major. It can be related to maybe your minor, or it could be related to just something, like a hobby or something that you're passionate about and you want to do a project on. So you basically spend an entire semester working on this project, and you work alongside your faculty team. So your faculty team is your faculty honors advisor, and then I believe you have to pick 2 more professors who you have taken a class with in the past, or their expertise is related to the thing that you are doing your report about. And so they will help you as you are working on your project. So that's where your faculty honors advisor comes into play. So that's basically your advisor network with Barrett. And so now let's talk a little bit about what you're going to get out of Barrett. What do they advertise you're going to get out of Barrett, and then what I think you mostly get out of Barrett. So some of the things that are kind of advertised as things that you'll get out of Barrett are reasons that people might want to join Barrett, be part of it, is that, you get a more rigorous academic experience. You get more study abroad options or opportunities. You get more internship/job opportunities. You get a larger network of people within your field, or something like that. And you also get just the name, more likely to get jobs or something because of the name you graduated with honors from Barrett. Alright, so let's go through those. First of all, academics. We already basically talked about this when we were talking about honors contracts, but unless you're taking honors classes, you're probably not going to have that much more rigorous of an academic career, to be honest. I think that you'll kind of get the sense of what kinds of honors contracts you will come across depending on your major. I think that you're more likely to get more rigorous honors contracts if you're a STEM major, but as for me, I'm a liberal arts English major. I just don't see myself doing basically anything other than essays for my honors contracts. So in my opinion, that's not more academically rigorous. So that's that about academics. Study abroad. There are a bunch of study abroad options that are only available to honors students, but there's not really anything to say about that. I went on a study abroad trip back in May. I went on Barrett in the west of Ireland, and that was a super amazing trip, and it was just awesome. But I'm sure that other ASU study abroad trips would have been just as cool. I don't think that study abroad, at the end of the day, I don't think that study abroad is something that should be the only thing keeping you in Barrett, because I do really want to take the Frankenstein themed trip to Switzerland. That's a Barrett only trip, but I'm just gonna have to plan it for myself and do it by myself, oh well. So then more internship/job opportunities. So they say that Barrett can help you get internships because you do have to take I think that most majors, you have to take an internship, or you have to do an internship to graduate. I know that I do. So I looked online at the internships that were available for English majors, and to be honest, it wasn't anything that I could just reach out to those employers, those companies, and just ask for an internship by myself. I don't need somebody from Barrett to do it for me. I mean, I think that maybe they act as like a mediator, or they can recommend you to the person, but like it's something that you could just do by yourself in most cases, I think. So that's that. And then as far as the network, I mean, this just kind of goes along. I mean, I think that everybody has an opportunity to network. You do get exposed to more professors, I guess, when you're in Barrett, because like there are honors professors who like teach the human event who you normally wouldn't meet if you're just a normal student. But I mean, if you're a normal student and you know you're in the English department all the time, then you network with your English professors and stuff. So that's your network. So you just have to just do like you normally would, and like work with what you have to create a network, because I don't think that Barrett is really creating that much larger of a network for you. It's just more opportunities to meet people, but you can create opportunities to meet people, so just do that. And then the name of Barrett, and like employers wanting you basically because you're part of the honors college. In my opinion, I think that an employer would probably look at like what you've done instead of like how you graduated, you know what I mean? So like in my head I envision two different people, or like two different versions of myself. One version of myself is wearing like the Barrett, the like little honors stole thing, you know, on graduation day, and like I have my little Barrett diploma, and I spent like a bunch of time every semester writing 2 extra essays about like English classes in Argentina or something to like get my honors credit. And then this other version of me without the stole and the little Barrett diploma, but still with a college diploma, or you know, a Bachelor of Arts or whatever. This version of me is like spent time developing a blog, spent time doing a couple different internships, you know, spent time making YouTube videos. I don't know. I just can envision the amount of time that I would spend on my Barrett, you know, academics, and I can directly see how I could spend that time doing something else that I think will be more beneficial to me in the long run. And to be honest, it's going to be more fun for me. I'm going to enjoy doing other stuff instead of working on honors contracts. And as far as the benefits of what you get out of Barrett, I think that you can definitely get a ton out of your experience in Barrett the Honors College, because like at the end of the day, there are more clubs for you to join, there are more students for you to meet and stuff like that. So I mean, you can definitely make a great experience out of it, but at the end of the day, it's just what is going to work for you. So I encourage people to think about, you know, don't think that you should do or like apply to be part of the honors college just because you've always been in honors classes or something along those lines, because the honors college is a whole experience that goes along with your college career. And if it's not going to help you, you know, go towards what you want in the end, then like what's the point of doing this? Because at this point, you know, you want to think about what you want to spend your time doing, because you don't have infinite amounts of time. So I think that you should spend your time doing what you think is going to be best for you in the long run. And it's totally okay if it's not being in the honors college. Like, you know, it's not meaning that you're less smart or like less like deserving of being in college. I mean, you already made it to college. Like, you're here. So if you have any question, I mean, I hope that this helped somebody, because you know, obviously if you're about to start college, then you're on YouTube looking up all of the college videos that you can find. I know that's what I was doing, obviously, so I hope that this helped somebody. And this isn't to say that you should not be a part of Barrett, because obviously it's a great thing and you can totally make it work for you, and it's really great for some people. Obviously, like my best friend is a part of Barrett and she's going to continue with it, and I think that it's going to be really good for her because you do get, you know, more academic opportunities in some aspects and stuff like that. So it can definitely be really good for a lot of people, but I hope that this has just maybe opened up your mind to help you think a little bit more about what you want out of college, maybe think a little bit, you know, help you decide if you're thinking about being part of Barrett or something like that. So if you have any other questions about ASU or Barrett or anything like that, let me know. I answer all my comments because I get approximately one every 2 weeks, so I'm always available to help. So I hope everything goes well for you. Good luck in college, and bye. Thanks for watching.